Welcome. Today, we embark on a journey into one of the most challenging emotions we face, anger, and discover how the timeless teachings of the Buddha can guide us to transform it into calm and wisdom. In moments of frustration and rage, the Buddha's insights offer powerful tools to help us pause, reflect, and choose a path of mindfulness and compassion instead of reacting impulsively. Join us as we explore Buddha's teachings on anger, how to cultivate calm and let go. Anger is a universal emotion, a fire that burns within us all. It can be a natural response to injustice, frustration, or hurt. Yet when unchecked, anger can lead to suffering, damaging relationships, and creating inner turmoil. But what if we could learn to tame this fire? The Buddha, through his deep insight into the human mind, taught that anger need not rule our lives. Instead, by understanding its roots and cultivating mindfulness and compassion, we can transform anger into an opportunity for growth and inner peace. Understanding anger in the Buddhist context. The Buddha observed that anger, like all emotions, is a mental formation, something that arises due to conditions in our mind and environment. He taught that anger is rooted in ignorance, attachment, and the misperception of self. Let's break this down further. The nature of anger. Anger is often described as a powerful, burning emotion that can cloud our judgment and lead to harmful actions. It is a natural human response, yet one that can spiral out of control when we become entangled in our own thoughts and perceptions. According to Buddhist teachings, anger is like a fire that, if not controlled, can consume everything in its path: our relationships, our inner peace, and even our health. The three poisons. Buddhism identifies three poisons that are at the root of all suffering: ignorance, the inability to see reality clearly; attachment, the clinging to what we desire; aversion, the rejection or hatred toward what we do not like. Anger is a manifestation of aversion. It arises when we perceive something as undesirable or when our expectations are not met. The Buddha taught that by addressing these underlying poisons, we can begin to dissolve anger at its source. The role of ego. Much of our anger stems from the ego, the sense of a separate self that needs to be defended at all costs. When our self-image is threatened or when we feel disrespected, the ego reacts with anger to protect itself. The Buddha encouraged us to see through the illusion of a fixed self and recognize that clinging to an inflated sense of I only leads to suffering. In letting go of the ego's demands, we open the door to a more balanced and compassionate state of mind. The consequences of unchecked anger. Unchecked anger has far-reaching consequences. It not only harms our mental and physical health but also affects our relationships and the world around us. Prolonged anger can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical ailments. In our interactions, it builds walls between us and others, preventing true understanding and connection. By acknowledging these consequences, we become more motivated to learn how to manage anger before it escalates. Understanding anger in this broader context is the first step toward transforming it. The Buddha's teachings invite us to look deeply at the root causes of our anger and to see it not as something to be suppressed but as an opportunity to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. The Buddha's approach to managing anger. The Buddha's approach to anger is both practical and profound. Rather than urging us to ignore our anger, he teaches us to acknowledge it, understand it, and work with it skillfully. His method is not about denial but about transformation, acknowledgement without judgment. One of the core practices in Buddhism is to acknowledge one's emotions without judgment. When anger arises, the first step is to notice it. Instead of immediately reacting, pause and observe the sensation of anger in your body and mind. Ask yourself, what is this feeling? Where is it coming from? By simply noticing anger as it appears, you begin to create space between the emotion and your reaction. Mindfulness as a tool. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of our internal and external experiences without clinging or aversion. When applied to anger, mindfulness allows you to see the emotion for what it is, a transient mental state, not an intrinsic part of your identity. With practice, you can observe anger as it arises and dissipates, much like a storm passing across the sky. Understanding the impermanence of emotions. The Buddha taught that all phenomena, including emotions, are impermanent. Anger, no matter how intense it may feel, will eventually pass. This understanding can provide immense relief. When you feel anger rising, remind yourself that this too shall pass. Embracing impermanence helps you detach from the intensity of your feelings, reducing the likelihood of an explosive reaction. Cultivating compassion for yourself and others. Anger often stems from a place of pain, either our own or that of others. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to cultivate compassion, not only for those who provoke our anger but also for ourselves. Recognize that anger is a signal of deeper suffering. By addressing this suffering with kindness, you can transform anger into empathy and understanding. Compassion softens the hardened edges of anger, allowing you to respond with care rather than retribution. The Buddha's approach teaches us that managing anger is not about suppressing it but about transforming it. Through mindfulness, acknowledgement, and compassion, we can turn a potentially destructive force into a catalyst for inner growth and connection. Practical techniques to prevent and manage anger. Let's now explore some practical techniques inspired by Buddhist teachings that can help you manage anger before it spirals out of control. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest and most effective ways to manage anger is through mindful breathing. When you feel anger rising, pause for a moment and take a few slow, deep breaths. Focus your attention on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This practice anchors you in the present moment and can help break the cycle of reactive thoughts. Step-by-step guide. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. Slowly exhale through your mouth, letting go of tension. Repeat this process for several minutes, focusing solely on your breath. Body scan meditation. Anger often manifests physically, in tight shoulders, clenched fists, or a racing heart. Body scan meditation helps you become aware of these sensations. By methodically scanning your body from head to toe, you can identify areas where tension is stored and consciously relax them. Step-by-step guide. Lie down or sit comfortably. Close your eyes and bring your attention to the top of your head. Slowly move your attention downward, noticing any sensations along the way. If you encounter tension, visualize the muscle relaxing with each exhale. Continue until you have scanned your entire body. Reflective journaling. Journaling can be a powerful tool for processing anger. By writing down your thoughts and feelings, you gain insight into the triggers of your anger. Reflect on what happened, how you reacted, and what you might do differently next time. Over time, this practice can help you identify patterns and develop healthier responses. Prompts for journaling. What triggered my anger today? How did I physically feel when I became angry? What thoughts were running through my mind? How might I respond differently in the future? Cognitive reappraisal. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of perspective. Cognitive reappraisal involves reframing the situation that triggered your anger. Instead of viewing the situation as an attack or an injustice, try to see it as an opportunity to practice patience and understanding. Example: when someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of becoming enraged, Consider that they might be in a hurry due to an emergency. This shift in perspective can help reduce the intensity of your anger. These practical techniques, rooted in mindfulness and compassion, offer a powerful toolkit for managing anger. By incorporating them into your daily life, you can create a buffer between the stimulus and your reaction, allowing you to choose a more mindful, constructive response. Central to Buddhist teachings is the concept of non-attachment, the idea that clinging to anything, including our anger, only deepens our suffering. Non-attachment does not mean indifference, rather, it is the art of engaging fully with life while understanding that nothing is permanent. Recognizing the impermanence of anger, the Buddha taught that all emotions are fleeting. By internalizing the truth of impermanence, you can remind yourself that anger, no matter how intense, will eventually pass. This realization can provide a sense of relief and help you detach from the moment's intensity. Letting go of grudges. Anger often latches onto past hurts. Holding grudges is a form of attachment that keeps the fire of anger burning. The practice of non-attachment involves forgiving, not necessarily forgetting, but releasing the emotional grip that past grievances have on you. Practical exercise. Write down the incident that caused your anger. Reflect on how holding on to this anger affects your well-being. Imagine gently releasing the incident, like letting go of a heavy stone. Affirm to yourself that you deserve to be free from the burden of grudges. Cultivating equanimity. Equanimity is a state of inner balance and calm. When you practice non-attachment, you begin to see life's events with a balanced mind. Equanimity does not mean that you become passive, it means that you respond to life's ups and downs with a steady, composed heart. Non-attachment is a journey, a gradual release of the mental and emotional bonds that keep us tethered to anger. With practice, you can learn to observe your feelings without being overwhelmed by them, allowing you to navigate life with greater ease and freedom. Transforming anger into compassion. One of the most profound transformations you can achieve is turning anger into compassion. The Buddha's teachings remind us that anger often masks deeper wounds, pain, fear, and insecurity. By addressing these underlying issues with compassion, you can begin to heal and foster deeper connections with yourself and others. Seeing the humanity in others. When anger flares, it can be easy to dehumanize those who have hurt you. However, the Buddha urged us to recognize the shared human experience. Everyone has moments of weakness, and every person is on their own journey. By seeing the humanity in others, you open the door to empathy and understanding. Often, our anger is fueled by harsh self-criticism. Learning to extend compassion to yourself is essential. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend, acknowledge your mistakes without judgment and embrace the opportunity to grow from them. Forgiveness is a powerful act of compassion that frees you from the bonds of anger. It does not mean condoning harmful actions, it means releasing the hold that these actions have over your heart. By forgiving, you take back your power and create space for love and understanding. Practical exercise. Reflect on a situation where anger has taken root. Write a letter expressing your feelings, not to send to the other person, but as a way to articulate your pain. Consider how forgiving, even if only in your heart, might lighten your emotional load. Allow yourself to feel the warmth of compassion as you imagine letting go of the hurt. Transforming anger into compassion is not an instant fix, it is a practice, a gradual unfolding of awareness and love. With each step, you reclaim a part of your heart that anger once held captive. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha compares anger to a wildfire. He teaches that just as a fire consumes all in its path, uncontrolled anger destroys our inner peace and relationships. By practicing mindfulness and restraint, We can prevent this fire from burning out of control. Key teaching: conquer anger with non-anger, conquer evil with good, conquer meanness with generosity, and conquer dishonesty with truth. This teaching emphasizes that the antidote to anger is not more anger, but a shift in perspective, choosing kindness over retaliation. Another powerful teaching is the simile of the burning house. The Buddha explains that clinging to anger is like staying inside a burning building. No matter how comfortable or familiar it may seem, it is a danger to your well-being. Only by recognizing the peril and choosing to leave can you find safety and peace. The Buddha's middle way is a path of balance, not of extreme suppression or outburst, but of mindful awareness and measured response. In dealing with anger, the middle way encourages us to neither indulge in our anger nor forcefully repress it, but to allow it to arise, observe it, and let it pass. These ancient teachings offer practical guidance for our modern challenges. They remind us that while anger is a natural human emotion, it need not dictate our actions. With mindfulness, non-attachment, and compassion, we can choose a different path, one of wisdom and peace. Daily practices to reinforce a calm mind. Consistency is key when it comes to managing anger and cultivating a peaceful mind. In this section, we present a series of daily practices that can help reinforce calmness and mindfulness. Establishing a morning meditation routine. Starting your day with meditation sets a positive tone. Even a brief period of quiet reflection can prepare you to handle challenges with greater ease. Practice guidelines. Wake up 10-15 minutes earlier. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Focus on your breath, letting thoughts pass without judgment. Set an intention for the day, such as may I remain calm and compassionate throughout the day. Make it a habit to pause and check in with yourself, whether at work or at home. A few mindful moments can help you stay centered. Quick mindfulness tips. Take a few deep breaths before responding to stressful emails or conversations. Use a mindfulness app or reminder to prompt you to pause every hour. Practice a brief body scan during lunch or a coffee break. End your day by reflecting on moments when you felt anger arise and how you managed it. Journaling your experiences can deepen your understanding and help track your progress. Journal prompts. What situations triggered anger today? How did I respond? And what could I have done differently? What moments of calm or clarity did I experience? By integrating these daily practices into your routine, you build a solid foundation for managing anger and living with greater awareness and peace. Transformation is often best supported by community. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share a commitment to mindfulness and compassion can amplify your personal growth. Whether it's joining a meditation group, attending Buddhist teachings, or simply sharing your journey with supportive friends, community is a vital resource. By sharing your journey, whether through social media, blogs, or community events, you not only inspire others but also reinforce your own commitment to living a calmer, more compassionate life. A community of calm supports your journey, offering shared wisdom, understanding, and a sense of belonging that enriches your practice and helps you overcome anger more effectively. Integrating Buddhist wisdom into modern life. While the Buddha's teachings are ancient, their wisdom is timeless. In our modern, fast-paced world, finding balance can be challenging. However, integrating Buddhist practices into daily life can transform even the most stressful situations into opportunities for growth. Imagine transforming your work environment by incorporating mindfulness. Start meetings with a brief moment of silence. Take mindful breaks to stretch, breathe, or simply step away from your desk. Approach challenging tasks with a clear, focused mind, In a world dominated by screens and digital distractions, it's important to carve out time for offline reflection. Set aside designated tech-free times each day to reconnect with yourself and the world around you. Nurturing relationships with compassion, whether in your personal or professional life. Approach relationships with an open heart. Practice active listening and let go of judgments. By cultivating empathy, you create deeper, more meaningful connections that stand in stark contrast to the isolation often fueled by anger. Modern life may present its unique challenges, but the path to peace remains the same, grounded in mindfulness, compassion, and the timeless wisdom of the Buddha. Overcoming setbacks and maintaining progress. No journey is without setbacks. Even the most dedicated practitioners face moments when anger resurfaces or progress seems slow. The Buddha's teachings remind us that setbacks are not failures, they are opportunities for further learning. Embracing imperfection. Understand that managing anger is a process. There will be moments when you react in anger despite your best efforts. Instead of condemning yourself, approach these moments with curiosity. Ask, what can I learn from this experience? Embracing imperfection is part of the path to growth. Consistent practice and patience. Progress is often gradual. Consistency in your practice, whether it's meditation, mindful breathing, or reflective journaling, is essential. Patience with yourself is equally important. Remind yourself that every step, no matter how small, is a move toward greater calm and wisdom. Sometimes, talking to a trusted friend, mentor, or counselor can provide a fresh perspective and renewed motivation. Sharing your struggles is not a sign of weakness, it is a step toward healing and resilience. Setbacks are part of any transformative journey. By learning to view them as opportunities rather than failures, you strengthen your resolve and continue on the path toward inner peace. The transformative power of letting go. At the heart of the Buddha's teachings is the art of letting go. When you let go of anger, you free yourself from the chains of the past and open your heart to new possibilities. This transformative act is not about forgetting or condoning hurtful actions, it is about reclaiming your peace and moving forward with a lighter heart. The freedom in forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for transformation. When you forgive, you no longer allow past transgressions to dictate your present and future. Forgiveness, as taught by the Buddha, is an act of self-liberation. When anger loses its grip, you begin to experience life with clarity and joy. Every moment becomes an opportunity to appreciate the beauty of existence. Embrace mindfulness, and you will find that life unfolds with unexpected grace and serenity. Letting go is a gift you give yourself, a chance to step out of the cycle of anger and into a life filled with love, compassion, and mindful presence. As we draw this exploration to a close, take a moment to reflect on the transformative power of the Buddhist teachings on anger. Every time you choose mindfulness over reactivity, compassion over judgment, and understanding over hostility, you are taking a step toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. I invite you to take these teachings into your daily life. Whether you're facing a challenging interaction or a moment of internal strife, remember that you have the power to choose a different response. Practice mindful breathing. Reflect on your feelings, and allow compassion to guide your actions. If this message resonates with you, share your journey with others. Join a community of fellow seekers who support one another in the quest for inner peace and transformation. Together, we can create a ripple effect of calm and understanding that extends far beyond our individual lives. Remember, transformation is not about a single moment of insight, it is a lifelong practice. Each day, with every mindful breath and compassionate act, You are weaving a tapestry of inner resilience and outward kindness. The teachings of the Buddha provide the map, your dedication lights the way. In our hectic modern world, anger can often seem overwhelming. But as we've seen today, the Buddha's teachings offer not just a way to manage anger but a path to transforming it into a source of strength and insight. May you carry these lessons with you, and may they illuminate your path toward a more peaceful, compassionate life. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. May your days be filled with mindfulness, your relationships with compassion, and your spirit with the freedom that comes from letting go.